It has many names. The Rock, Alcatraz, Alcatraz. Over 1,500 men have lived in this crucible of anger, frustration, and violence. And there isn't a single visitor who doesn't feel that legacy. The Rock no longer houses inmates, but the haunting question remains. Do the souls of prisoners still walk these ruins? Cross this threshold to places of mystery. Just across the bay from San Francisco, Alcatraz draws over 1 million visitors a year from around the world. They arrive by the boatload.
Welcome to the Rock. Welcome to Alcatraz.
They expect a safe window into the turbulent past, a momentary taste of life behind bars. They don't know there's another secret world hidden within these walls. But this ex-convict knows, and despite his years of imprisonment, he's compelled to return here time and time again.
And I believe that this island is haunted. Every time I went to them cell blocks, somehow or another I could feel it. It was the island of the damned.
This journalist came here a skeptic, but one shocking moment changed his views on the supernatural.
I do not believe in ghosts, so when this occurred, it put a whole new pathway for me personally.
While roaming the halls of Alcatraz, this paranormal investigator also had a personal encounter with the spirit world.
I found one entity. So, to me, I believe it's haunted, and I believe that this entity belongs to the prison.
Alcatraz was the harshest of the federal prisons. Inmates hardly ever had visitors and were allowed little time in the yard. They spent most of their day alone, confined to a 5-by-9-foot cell. Inmates were banished to this island prison not by the courts, but by the wardens from other penitentiaries who couldn't control them.
They call all us guys the incorrigibles, and that's why we were sent here.
Leon Whitey Thompson, a convicted bank robber, spent 4 years on Alcatraz. He was sent there from McNeil Island Penitentiary. Even now at 77, his memories are still so vivid, it's like he's traveled back in time.
On Alcatraz here, don't underestimate any of these guys. Because on this island, nothing will end in a simple fight. If you step on a toe, it's going to wind up in a death. Because we didn't play no games here.
At least a dozen men died trying to escape from the Rock. So why would anyone want to return?
I have feelings for this old island. It's like it's alive. And it knows me. And I keep coming back.
One of his visits to Alcatraz took Whitey on a trip the tough ex-con could never have imagined. A brief journey to the other side. Johnny House, a convicted murderer, was one of Whitey's closest friends at Alcatraz.
Johnny House, I like Johnny House. He's a big, tough Texan. The reason why I liked him because he walked in his own shoes.
The last day Whitey saw Johnny House was on October 25th, 1962, the day Whitey was released from prison.
I was leaving the island, and I stopped at Johnny House's cell. I remember telling him, I'm getting out. It was nice knowing you, Johnny. And I remember him saying, it's my pleasure. It's just like reliving it. I remember that day. As I started walking down Broadway after I said so long to him, I didn't want him to see me because, like I am now, I was dropping tears. And I knew that this was the last time, probably never see him again. And Well, Johnny died later on in prison.
But for one astonishing moment, Whitey actually saw his old friend Johnny again. One day, 20 years after Whitey's release, he was waiting to give a lecture to visitors about his time on Alcatraz.
And I was up in the cell house. I was alone in the cell house, kind of reminiscing. And so I walked over around the corner here in front of my cell, and I happened to look down the end of the corridor here. We call this Michigan Avenue.